Good afternoon, I'm Charles Lejano. This is One News Now. Typhoon Quinta has ravaged several provinces after making landfall 5 times overnight. It first hit Albay province, where thousands of residents were evacuated or left stranded. Marlene Alcaide has the report.
Strong winds almost blew away the umbrellas of those crossing the streets of Legazpi, Albay. Even an hour before Quinta hit the landmass, typhoon force winds were already felt in the city. Quinta intensified further after making its first landfall over San Miguel Island in Tabaco City on Sunday evening. In less than an hour, the typhoon made its second landfall over the municipality of Malinaw, still in Albay. People in their vehicles were forced to stop along the road due to the strong winds. While thousands have been transferred during preemptive evacuations, there are still some who were stuck at their homes during the onslaught. In Barangay Ilawod East Guevara alone, 5 residents, including a 2-month-old baby and a 70-year-old senior citizen, were rescued. On Monday morning, a number of houses were left inundated with flood water brought by Typhoon Quinta. Residents were seen drinking coffee along the streets while waiting for the flood to subside inside their homes.
Isus ko noy, hanggang digi sa baywang ang tubig. Pagdamag kami, hindi kami natulog. Wala kayong magagawa, lahat ng namin gamit basa lahat.
Some of them said they did not expect the typhoon to trigger this much flooding.
Kala namin hangin lang, walang ulan na kasama. Tapos ngayon, nalatnan ninyo kami, medyo umaapaw pa din sa baha.
Typhoon Quinta also did not spare business establishments in Albay like this hotel. A minor landslide also reportedly took place along the Manito-Legazpi road. Meanwhile, some workers who were stranded at their workplace braved the knee-deep flood earlier today.
Doon na rin kami nagpalipas ng bagyo kasi di na rin makalabas, sobrang lakas ng hangin kagabi. Baha pa po.
Displaced residents have also started to troop back to their homes while the local government assesses the damage of Quinta. Albay Governor Al Francis Bichara said the damage is estimated to be the biggest on the agricultural sector.
Dapat ani nila yung alay by November. And yun, tinamaan ng bagyo. Minor lang naman yung mga sa infrastructure.
Classes and work across the province have been suspended on Monday to allow residents to repair their damaged houses. For News 5, Marlene Alcaide, we are One News.
Typhoon Quinta has also brought heavy rains and strong winds in other provinces. The NDRRMC says there have been 0 casualties reported so far. In Lipa, Batangas, electricity across the city was cut off earlier today, while a creek in Barangay Balintawak reportedly overflowed due to non-stop rains. Floodwater also inundated parts of Laguna as the river in Barangay Bayete and Liliu continues to rise. Evacuation efforts in the province are ongoing. Over in Manila, piles of garbage were seen at the white sand area of Manila Bay. Workers are now cleaning up the debris washed ashore by the strong winds brought by Quinta. Meanwhile, the trough of Pepito and a frontal system continue to bring heavy rains in Cagayan. Some rice fields now look like a vast sea, destroying most of the planted crops. Several households in Lopez, Quezon are still experiencing power outages. The onslaught of Typhoon Quinta. Camille Samonte has the story.
Several households in Lopez, Quezon experienced power outage after Typhoon Quinta lashed the province. Strong winds and rains were felt after Typhoon Quinta made its third landfall in San Andres, Quezon. In Canda, Ilaya, rice crops were destroyed as the area was submerged in flood. A small landslide occurred in Canda, Ibabaw. The Lopez LGU, which was still reeling from severe tropical storm Pepito when the typhoon came, said their experience helped them prepare better. As a result, it has reported no casualties and major damage to Quinta so far.
As early as 8 o'clock in the morning kahapon, nagpa-evacuate na po kami ng mga tao. Kaya nung kasagsagan ng bagyo, wala na pong rescue, wala pong evacuate.
Lucena DRMO meanwhile conducted clearing operations after some trees were uprooted because of the strong winds. The Quezon DRMO said around 6,000 families were brought to evacuation centers where they were provided relief goods.
Considering the fact that medyo wala yung kanilang livelihood, it will take them a while para makarecover yung mga agri. So we may have to ask them to stay a little longer sa evacuation center dahil sa doon may pagkain eh.
The official admitted that farmers will have a hard time recovering their losses as they were also affected by Pepito just a week ago. For News 5, Camille Samonte, we are One News.
And the floods didn't stop some residents in a Pampanga town from visiting their departed loved ones at the cemetery. To tell us more, Jenny Dongon joins us live from Macabebe, Pampanga. Jenny, what's the situation like over there?
Charles, residents here in Macabebe, Pampanga are still reeling from severe tropical storm Pepito. Now they are confronted by floods brought by Typhoon Quinta. A knee-deep flood submerged a public cemetery here in Macabebe. Despite this, several residents pushed through with their visit to their departed loved ones ahead of the mandatory closure of cemeteries. Justine visited her grandmother, but only for a few minutes. As much as he wanted to have the graveyard cleaned, Justine said they had to consider the risk since most parts of the cemetery are submerged in water. Macabebe Mayor Leonardo Flores said almost all 25 barangays in town are flooded. Macabebe serves as the catch basin of all towns in Pampanga. Flores said they have been planning to elevate the roads to avoid flooding, but they are having problems with the budget. Charles, Mayor Flores said he already instructed residents here in Macabebe, Pampanga to seek refuge in the elevated area as they wait for the water to subside. Charles.
Thanks for that, Jenny. That was Jenny Dongon reporting live from Macabebe, Pampanga. We'll be back with more stories after a quick break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. The Health Department logged 1,600 new cases today, bringing the COVID-19 tally to more than 371,000. Of that number, some 36,000 are still considered active cases. 62 individuals died of the virus over the past 24 hours, pushing the death toll to more than 7,000. Some 200 individuals, meanwhile, have gotten better from the disease. Recoveries now stand at 328,200. The Red Cross warns of falling into bankruptcy should PhilHealth fail to settle its billion-peso debt. But a lawmaker disagrees, saying the state insurer is not obligated to pay due to lack of legal basis. Mian Los Baños has the details.
Philippine Red Cross Chairman Senator Richard Gordon said PhilHealth has not made any move yet to settle its 1.1 billion peso debt. According to Gordon, the PRC, which is running out of test kits, needs the money to procure its supply from a Chinese company. He explained that they will have to cancel a chartered flight because up to 8 billion pesos is needed for all the services. The senator berated the health insurer, saying it is reckless and has been in violation of the terms under their contract. The PRC chairman added that PhilHealth officials should be be ashamed of themselves for betraying the vulnerable Filipino people. Meanwhile, the Justice Department ruled that PhilHealth has the authority to forge contracts with private healthcare institutions. But with regard to the advance payment made by the agency to the PRC months ago, the DOJ said it requires the approval of President Duterte.
Sabi po ng Secretary of Justice ng DOJ, with respect to the advance cash payment of 100 million pesos, the advance cash payment requires approval of the President of the Philippines. It is not clear from the documents submitted to us whether such authority had been obtained.
But the DOJ declined to comment if the PhilHealth is legally obligated for the bills incurred by the PRC in COVID-19 testing.
Well, there is no clear agreement yet as to whether the PhilHealth and Philippine Red Cross contract on COVID-19 testing will continue. The Department of Health is now coordinating with 8 private laboratories to assist in the testing of OFWs and returning Filipinos to prevent further delays.
For Surigao Representative Robert Barbers, PhilHealth is not obligated to pay the PRC due to lack of legal basis.
As it seems, no, walang basihan eh. Remember, ang pera ng PhilHealth ay public funds. At hindi pwedeng gamitin yan basta-basta without appropriation or without any contract for that matter, no?
The lawmaker also believes that the non-payment of overdue balance will not lead to the bankruptcy of the PRC. Reporting for News 5, Mean Los Baños, we are One News.
The Metro Pacific Tollway Corporation says motorists without RFIDs may still pass through NLEX and other tollways. NLEX Traffic Operations Manager Robin Ignacio said vehicle owners may still have their RFIDs installed after the November 2 deadline, as the same will be extended to November 30. Motorists will still be allowed to pass through NLEX, SCTEX, Cavitex, C5 Link, and CALAX, but will be directed to the RFID installation lanes. This is part of the tollway operators' efforts to shift to cashless transactions. For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. And you can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Just register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. We are One News.